I tried. I really and truly tried. But I just can't do it. Really, I just can't do it. It takes a bigger man than me to cover the DNC. I can't do it. I've tried. I can't watch the speeches. I can't hardly read articles. From the initial protests on Monday, before they actually even started, with Wasserman Schultz giving her resignation, the first night speakers, the hate mongers of America. We had Elizabeth Warren, and then we got to see Bernie Sanders cower and be cowardly and not stand up for himself when an election was rigged. One that he's always said was rigged. One that Donald Trump has always said is rigged. And they have proof that it was rigged. And he just bent over. Then last night, back to the first night, Michelle Obama and the fact that she now loves America. She hates living in the White House, though, because it was built by slaves, even though it's been proven since then that she was wrong about that. Last night we had Al Franken. He needs to go back to being a comedian, a comedy writer, and doing something that he does good. He's an America basher now, and I liked him when he wrote things like, I think he wrote one of the writers for Stripes. I might be wrong, but it was those kind of movies, the comedy movies, that he had a part of. The Saturday Night Live original days and things like that. Al Franken. I couldn't watch a speech by Al Franken if somebody, well, it depends on how much money they paid me and how many blood pressure pills I had taken that day. Last night, the featured speaker, Slick Willie. Everybody's talking about how eloquently he speaks and feeling he makes people feel good. He was impeached, by the way. He was disbarred. And when he was president, at that time, I compared him to Jimmy Carter. The only reason he doesn't look so bad right now is because we've got Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. That doesn't mean he looks better. That just means they make him look better because they're so much worse. Tonight we get Joe Biden, who's going to talk foreign policy. He ought to be talking about ice cream cones and things like that, something he knows something about. He ought to be talking, what's the guy's name that he looks like, the puppet? Walter. He ought to do a Walter impersonation. That's what he should do. Something that he can do and do properly. Because Walter does a good Joe Biden impression. And then we get Barack Hussein Obama. Going to tell us how great America is after he's been on the America Apology Tour for 7.5 years. Other things that we have seen or not seen during the Democrat convention. We got to see the Black Lives Matter mothers. I'm fidgety. I'm pulling up my wedding ring. I'm fidgeting my... I can't do it. I just can't do it. We've heard nothing about the content of those emails All we've heard is that Russia did it. Trump's behind it. Trump's in bed with the Russians. You can't make this stuff up. Al Franken in his best writing days couldn't make this stuff up. And that's what we're hearing out of Philadelphia. The contents of the emails, oh, well, that's not important. It's important who stole them. And it was the Russians, by God. And Trump, he's in bed with them. Just throwing stuff out there and see if it sticks on the wall. Have we heard 2 full nights going into day 3? Have we heard anything about radical Islam, terrorism, any word that would mean any of that? Well, I don't 100% know that, because there's no way under God's green earth that I could have watched every minute. I can't even do that for the RNC. But I'm told that there's been no word mentioned about that. Even though we got Black Lives Matter thug moms on the screen. Oh well. I'll bow my head and be defeated. They said Hillary Clinton doesn't quit on anything. I don't think the members of the Benghazi 4 that died, their families, would agree with that. But I'll still bow my head and say, it takes a bigger man than me to cover DNC. Now go out and do the right thing.